sorry. I used to
Bruh.
fucking fail.
Bruh.
Like, you are not smart. You are dumb. And I'm like, I feel so smart. And they're like,
You
no,
are
man, I'm
smart.
telling you,
What do you,
bro. I
don't
don't.
put yourself down. You are smart. What are you
but
talking
no, it's not me. I got a deficiency notice in my fucking civics class in high school. It's like, nope. I always even went there in advance. Hey,
Really?
am I cool or am I going to get a deficiency? No, you're cool. Later on, oh, David, I lied. I'm like, what? You can't lie. Oh, well, I still have to give
Oh,
you a
no.
deficiency notice. It's like, oh, man, it's not because I asked, right? It's because I asked. Hey, by
No,
the way, Garfield Mountain. I drove through Colorado, through first, I guess, Utah, then Colorado, and you see Garfield Mountain, and all around it looks like an ancient mining, not a minefield like bombs. No, like they were quarrying the place. They were mining it. That whole area is ancient quarrying. I believe that the whole area, Utah, the four corner states, are all ancient mining.
is it 4 corner or 5 corner?
Well, four corners means Utah, Arizona, New Mexico, and Colorado. Wait,
Oh.
is that correct? Yes.
Oh, I
And
thought it was 5. I don't know.
there's no five corner. I mean, there's no. But the problem is that everybody thinks it's natural, and I'm out to say it ain't natural. This is.
Have you found anybody from the academic world to verify what you say?
I have Robert Schoch's ear. I do, but I don't think he's ever going to agree mainstream because there's too much risk involved. However,
that's the only thing I hate about this whole entire history shit. These conspiracies, these theories and stuff is that if somebody can come up with a whole freaking theory, but you come up with the theory and they say yours just crazy and theirs is not. Like,
Look,
first of all, bro, we going off the same damn fucking sources. So in reality, we both want to understand it differently. Help me understand why you believe what you believe, because you know, I don't.
I'm a Google Earther. Google Earth shows me these lines, and I just can't understand them. And then I'm told this mainstream geology explanation, and it's like, no, it doesn't add up. And so,
but what doesn't add up? Because I'm not. Isn't that like what a geologist? That's a
basically
geologist
parallel
question,
lines. Right? 3 sets of parallel lines going through each other and going on for miles, and that's it's predispositioned in the sandstone. That's going to happen. It's going to joint like that.
What does that mean, though? Because I don't understand that. I told you I'm intelligent.
Parallel lines, like if you see a grid of parallel lines in the dirt, and I can show you. Do I need to share my screen?
Yeah, share it.
Oh, come on now, slow down. I don't know if I'm ready for that. Sharing my screen. Parallel lines, bro. Parallel lines. Yeah, I'll show you some. I'll do it, but I'll do it quick. Let me share a screen. Hold on. Plus, share screen. And then we go
the only reason why is because I mean, you can tell me all day, but if I don't have no visual idea of it,
we're gonna first of all, you got my screen, and I'm gonna open up Google Earth, and I'm gonna go to some places, and we'll go there.
You see this big ass orange block, right? Okay, how about this?
Yeah, there we go. Come on now. You think I'm a turnip truck? Okay. What is that? That's the shoal of mud that Plato wrote about. The river came right through there over the eye of Africa. But no, I'm talking about different shit. So here we go. Like, there's the eye of Africa. And then over here, we got this little nub of shit going on. You can zoom right in, and I think it's up here, actually. And you zoom in, and you start to see parallel, not just parallel lines, but 3 different directions,
like a hexagon.
It's in, yeah.
Like, okay, so we got this set of parallel lines. We got the up down set of parallel lines, and then we got the right left set. So we got 3 sets of parallel lines there. And anybody who believes it's ancient, what do you call it? It's geology. Those gatekeepers think it's natural.
But who says that? Who says that though?
I've got a million reasons why this isn't natural. People.
Yeah, but who's they? Who's they though?
The geologists. Like, if I show this
like,
to
name
you,
one.
Oh, well, here's the problem,
bro. That looks like the Matrix, bro.
Name one. Oh, I'll show you the Matrix. I'll show you the matrix. Check this out. This is totally the matrix over
I got
here.
him off on a tangent now.
Watch this, Javier. You're gonna freak out. Check this out.
It's
The
Fat
Matrix-
Jesus live.
Oh, I'm sorry, Fat Jesus. I can't say
Javier is
that.
at the taco stand.
The F word. You want me to say the F word? Look, that's the matrix right here. And the matrix, this is called Planetary Valley. They've changed it to Arabic. I don't know what's going on here. Come on now. Oh no, that's different. That's different. That's it. That's something different. I never saw that before.
You see, you giving
That's
us
different
incorrect
shit.
information. Look at you.
No. Come on now. There it is over here. Planetary Valley. This place is like the Matrix. You're talking about.
Yo, what the fuck is
created
that stone though? We need to go back to that stone and see what that stone is.
No, you said I was out. I'm done. Look, I just want to say this. We talked about the Matrix. These stones right here, I believe that was some kind of ancient quarrying activity. And what I showed you earlier, quarry lines, they come out of the plateau. Why? I have a bunch of reasons. I don't want to get into it. There's a lot of reasons why miners do that. And so there's a lot of modern day mining techniques. Look at this shit. You're telling me that's natural? I think something.
I don't know what would look natural and what wouldn't.
What are we looking at? Just be honest with me. You can call me out. You can be.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's why I said I can't. Me personally, I can't tell you what looks natural and what doesn't, because I always say this, man. I always say this, and it pisses some people off. But I always say there's that 1% chance. So when you say something doesn't happen naturally, I'm like, well, shit, there's gonna be that 1% chance.
You know what I see over here? I see these angles right here. This angle is the same as the angles that are in the Tassil Najer quarry right next door. Oh, I'll take you over there. It's right over here. I'm just going to show you. Wait.
Yeah, but how do you get there? Do you drive there? Take what?
Oh, no. We only can Google Earth there. We can only those angles I just showed you. I'm going to show you. I get a little mixed up.
So what? So you're saying that nobody's going there?
This is a national park. This is a national park. Look at these angles here. Now that's actually a little extreme.
A national park as far as what though? Why is it a national park?
Because that's the thing they do to cover up this type of thing. Here they are. Look at that angle. Wait, look at those angles right there. Look at these angles right here. That's exactly the same as the other ones.
But what they covering up? What they covering up though?
Nobody. They're just calling it a national park to justify. Number one, you can't touch it. Maybe you can't go there. This is back out.
But why would? What would be the reason?
This is all crazy shit I'm showing you. Look, from here to here, that's 300 kilometers. That's 300 kilometers right there.
Yeah, Stig, you ain't hearing me though, man. I said, why would they be wanting to hide it though?
Because they don't want you to know giants did this. This is not done by humans, in my opinion.
Okay, see now you not see now you can you giving us some more on this. So you think giants did this, right?
Giants did this. If giants didn't do it, I don't know who did.
But why do you think giants did it? Like, what gives you the indicator?
It's so big. It's just so big. I mean, okay, look, I don't see how a human could have done that unless they had really big machines. Okay, we got really big machines right now, don't we?
Mm-hmm.
We got big machines right now, but the giants, those guys, I'm sorry, the machines we have to do what I've seen out here in the Sahara Desert, it has to be even bigger a little bit.
So how explain what giant is in your eyes then?
Look at these lines right here. Like they made a grid and they mined it, they quarried it, in my opinion. And so if it wasn't a human, and if let's just say a human is maybe 6 foot tall, maybe shorter, maybe taller. The giants are not that much taller in our mainstream history, are they? The giants are okay. If we go to the Bible, we've got the biggest giants. They're like 30 feet high.
No. Hold up. No, see that's what.
Okay, let me back it up. Maybe I'm wrong. But the giants that are connected to our more modern day stuff are only a few feet taller than us, like 10 foot tall.
See that right there is something that I did a lot of research.
I'm gonna find it while you're talking. I'm gonna find it in my Twitter. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Yeah, you do it.
No, I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna find the chart.
No,
down here. This is my Twitter. But you
So
keep talking.
in the Bible, Goliath is 6 cubits in the span.
A cubit is 18 inches. 18
well, it
inches.
depends. It depends. Everybody
Oh, by
had
the way,
their
check this out. Look at that motherfucker. Now, how many cubits? Okay, sorry, that's not AI. I'm just trying to brag a little bit. I've been losing weight.
You look great, Stig. You look great.
Thank you. All right.
Anyway, he's 6 cubits in the span, which some people say can be
Is that a
anywhere
horseshoe?
to 7 to 9 feet. It just depends. Everybody has their own. But then when I read the Greek Septuagint and the Apocrypha one with it, it was 4 cubits in the span. So he could have been shorter. So if I was to go with a happy medium for height, I'd probably say he's anywhere with average maybe.
So how
8
much is a
feet.
cubit to a foot again?
18 inches.
Well, there's what we understand
it
now.
It says one long cubit is 1.75 feet.
Yeah.
What?
Now they have a
feet. 18 inches, you said, right?
I say yeah.
18 inches. So 1.5 feet is 1 cubit.
So the thing about that.
How many cubits you said the giant stood?
You said 6.
6 cubits in the span.
That's a lot, bro. So 18 times 2
No,
is.
it's like it depends because.
Hey, by the way, there's our picture right here. That's when I first met you, Tyrone. That's when I first met you. And
so
that
6 cubits today would be 9 feet.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Yeah, they say
go.
anywhere from 7 to 9 feet. And the reason why I said that was because Goliath, the Septuagint says 4 cubits in the span.
Well, that's only 6 feet, right? That's only 6 right there. 4.
I say happy medium was anywhere to 7 to 9 feet tall. That's how tall a giant is according to biblical text, at least. Now, the Book of Enoch.
You got to understand, Jewish people were kind of small. They weren't really tall people. So.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying is that the giants in the Bible, they're not something that's not achieved today. I actually did an article on it like years ago. One of my favorite basketball players was
tall today, but not back then.
I can't find those pictures I was looking for. I found that. I found that of me. My brother took that picture of me like 30 years ago.
How many cubits are you?
But a cubit.
I am 4. I'm 4.
But the cubits was they had a different measurement. Everybody had their own size until they got modernized and until there was one accepted what they're going to call a cubit. So a cubit could have been anything like from your wrist to your elbow, your hand to your elbow.
I think it was your elbow to your fingertip was 18 inches.
Yeah.
It depends. It depends. Some people did that. Yes, some people did that, but then not everybody.
I'm gonna get my measuring tape.
Matter of fact, take
that down. By the way, that's a
keep your pants on, buddy. Keep your pants.
Yeah, I gotta go get it. I'm gonna go get my measuring tape.
No, but the thing is that it's even today when you grab 2 different tape measures, right? They're not going to be exactly the same. It's just it is just what it is. It's something you can't avoid only because of the simple fact that when you look at the even rulers, if you grab 2 rulers, they're not going to be identical.
Okay, there's 18 inches right there. Now here's the elbow. I'll move my sleeve out of the way so you can see everything. All right, there's my elbow, and we're gonna go 18 inches. Wait, fuck, yeah, 18 inches is the middle of this 36-inch yardstick. This is a yardstick, and so what we got here is that's really literally almost touching 18 inches. Literally doing it right there, and I swear to God, 18 inches to my this longest finger on my hand, right? Is my middle finger there? Okay, that's a little longer. So that is what I think a cubic was supposed to be, according to what I understood. Yeah. Now, I've seen some evidence that the pyramid has not only the cubit, but also the foot and also the meter all combined into one thing. So I think that ancient history is there. Hey, Fat Jesus, thanks for your comment. Oh,
You sharing something?
Yeah, I was gonna share a few things. I was talking about the Ark the other day and the Ark of the Covenant, and I was in Prague in 2024, and I was communicating with the late Rick von Daniken,
Oh my God.
rest in peace. And
Is that where he was?
yeah, in Prague, in Czech Republic.
Sure, the
And
Czech Republic. Yes.
yeah, and I had a chance to go ahead and visit the Czech Republic, which was really awesome. Let me see, and that is located at the cathedral here. So
Hey, let me just give a shout out to Lubor Bendor, who really hooked me up. He hooked me up. He donated. Lubor is actually in our private group. If you didn't notice, he's in Prague, and yeah, I'm going there, and we're gonna do a conference there. So let's focus on that. Let's focus on going to Prague 2026. Is it possible? Maybe. I'm going. I've never been there.
What is Prague? Where's that at?
That's in the Czech Republic. Okay, by the way, okay, let me just say this, and I don't want to upstage what let Fat Jesus say what he's going to say first, because I don't want to upstage him, but I'm going to tell a joke that I did on stage last week about this topic. About this topic. Yes, I'll do it. I promise. But first, I don't want to upstage you, bro. You go first, Fat. Say it. Say what you're saying about what you're saying.
What? Oh no. Well, I was sharing the screen. Share the screen.
Yeah. You were sharing stuff, and you were talking about Prague. Something in Prague.
Yeah. If Rebirth can share it one more time. There we go. So this is the location in Prague. It's St. Vitus Cathedral, and as you can see, this is actually the king's castle. And of course, they don't have kings and queens anymore because they ousted them out of the country. And this is the village. And this is the village all the way around. They kept they kept the village together. And this is a very old city, and they maintain it. And here's the castle all together. I walked all of this. Now they have now this is a tourist attraction with restaurants and stuff like that. But you could go inside, and it's beautiful. It's absolutely gorgeous. And then the cathedral is massive.
Zoom in some.
Yeah, get rid of that side. Get rid of that side thing. Sorry, I was playing your video. Get rid of that little side tab. Yeah, there you go. Max that, fuck her out. Sorry. Pardon my friend.
And then if you can see that they have the little, and see how they have it formed right here. Now, I believe that
go inside and click one of them little buttons, man. That's what I be doing.
He's all good, bro. He's showing us.
Yeah, go inside. Yeah, go inside there.
You want to do you want to drop the man down.
No. This is gonna be the outside courtyard.
There you go.
Get rid of that thing on the side.
Yeah, the tab.
Some of you have no idea.
Oh my God, we gotta get rid of that tab.
Get rid of that tab, bro. Yeah.
The scale of this cathedral is amazing. And you could see the design.
How old is that? How old do they say that is? It's got to be 2,000 years old.
No, it's not 2,000,
but 1,000, maybe 1,000. I'm telling you, it's older than you think.
Yeah, it is. It's old. It's old up there. It has gargoyles and everything on it. This is definitely the Catholic Church, but this cathedral is actually built on top of ruins as well. So there's ruins underneath, catacombs and everything like that. And there's ancient ruins underneath this overall as well. And I found that very interesting. Now, can you guys see the pictures underneath here? Okay. So this is what I found interesting inside the church was this. And supposedly this is a prince, a young prince that passed away, was a young child, a baby. And they say this is the sarcophagus of the baby, and so this is made out of silver. Let's go to the next one. And as you can see, the tomb itself is underneath. But what I found it very interesting that the tomb itself is the size of the ark. And the ark itself. And when I went around it, I was measuring it by eye because you can't touch it because it's on the outer edge. And I found what is interesting, that it has angels two cherubs with the angel wings on both sides on top of the ark. You see that?
It looks very similar. Yes.
You see that? Now it could be just a similar thing, or maybe they're trying to mimic it, or maybe that it's pretty much a replica, maybe. So, and here it is again. You see all the angels up top, silver, and this is the inside the cathedral. It's a very big event. It's a big deal, and so I think it's one of the biggest showmanship inside the cathedral, and it's well protected, by the way. So it's all silver. It's made out of pure silver. So, and then there's of course this is some of the artistry that's inside here, many hundreds of years. It's there's a lot of lineages of kings, queens, and prince and princesses. And I just wanted to show a little bit. This is how you see it from far away from the city. You can see how it just pops up from far away. I thought it was beautiful. I said I need to go visit that. I saw it from my hotel, and I was like, dude, I need to go see that. And then this is when you're seeing it from up front too. So, and here it is again. And I mean, as far as this is from a distance, I thought this picture would be just as good. But I found it very interesting, and people are always looking for the ark, and we always assume, and we're hypothesizing, where did the ark end up? And some people say it's in Africa or somewhere else. It could actually be somewhere like this. That's what I think. So it's a possibility that it's in Prague, in one of the oldest cities in the world.
Yeah, but see, the ark just means basically like a sacred container or a chest or something. So, like, which ark are we talking about? Because there could be an ark for different special containers, or sacred containers. One can hold the Holy Grail, one can hold the shroud, one can hold a ring, one can hold, clothing, sandals, his first, carpentry work, something. That's why, like, if you look at the ark and just in Mesopotamia by itself, you get that, you get Noah, you get Zia Sutra, you get the Atrahasis. So you get all these different individuals that has some type of ark. Noah,
Mm-hmm.
that was a sacred container, supposed to contain all the animals, and plus the last.
I find it interesting that Egypt had a very secure city until a certain point of time in its history when the ark was snatched away by Moses. Have you not found that interesting? Throughout its history, it was a pretty secure city that nobody attempted to attack it.
Well, no, Egypt had problems before because I can't remember the guy, the richest dude in Africa. I can't remember his name. It's just slipped my mind.
Mansa Musa.
Yeah, he ran through Egypt and made their ass go bankrupt.
But was it before or after?
Before or after what?
Before Moses or after Moses?
Okay, let me think about that one. I think technically that's supposed to be after.
That's what I'm trying to say, that the ark provided a force field around Egypt. Nobody could get through it. And it was a battery. That is the assumption that most people believe.
No, Egypt has always been infiltrated though, because it was Kemet before then.
Can you imagine today if they gave the ark back over, and then Egypt would have the power of that battery again? It would be dangerous. It would be.
Man, there's a story.
Sorry, who gets the ark? Who gets it? I mean, honestly, it's going to go to Israel, right? Come on now. If they're going to give it back, it goes to. I mean, look, I don't believe Israel represents the Jews, in my opinion. However, they seem to be representing the Jews in this day and age. And if you're going to give the ark back, you're going to give it to Abraham and or those folk, the Jews. So
possibly.
No,
I mean the ark is much older than that because it belongs in its resting place in Egypt, right?
Why do you keep saying Egypt though? Because that's a good question. But Moses
Because it fits inside the square box inside the pyramid.
Oh, okay. Well, that's a interesting concept.
We're not talking about the Ark, the boat
I'm
itself.
just going by this.
We're talking
I thought
about
you were talking about the
the
cotillion.
Ark of the Covenant.
What
Yeah.
about the one that's in Ethiopia? The one that's the Church of Our Lady Mary of Zion. They have an ark there that's supposedly been there for a while.
I think people have gone there already to check if they did or not, and they found out they didn't. Because when people advertise that stuff, they go and check it out. Anybody that has the ark, they would keep it a secret. Because the power of that ark, if it's that immense and that powerful, they would never release the information out in public. I assume that such a power like that, I mean, that would be unlimited energy, right? 0 point energy.
Well, that's one of the whole arguments, right? They say it's a energy source, and and it goes to all this other Tesla stuff. I don't want to get into that right now. But
what if it was what if it was powered by the orb that they just found?
I'm sorry, what orb was just found? I don't know about an orb.
The one in South America. What's that orb? Do you know, Rebirth? The orb that's famous right now. They call it an alien orb with all the designs on it.
The spear thing.
The sphere,
it starts with the B. Yeah, I think it's with a B. I can't remember what it's called.
Yeah. So that sphere. Can you imagine what if the sphere is what that causes the ark to be that powerful? What if that's the case? What if it powers it up?
Whoever's got it, right? They got it.
Yeah, but do you think that, like, this is my thing about the whole ark situation is that it's found everywhere, and it can mean anything.
Maybe they want you to find it everywhere.
No, I'm talking about the different ones because they have.
Oh, you mean like
arcs.
in history, it's found everywhere?
Yeah, they have different arcs in different places everywhere.
Oh,
and
because it's traveled all over the place.
Either that or there's multiple different versions. I mean, you can't fit all your best tools in one box, one container. You got it, and you don't just have one either.
Well, there was
a backup.
There was only one family that could touch the ark, and that was the Levites.
Yeah,
the Levites were the only ones that can carry
Some
the ark.
people believe that's where we get levitation from, is from them, because they would be able to carry it by levitation. I've heard that theory in person.
Or the experts. The Levites were the only ones that were the experts. Maybe they had like specialized gloves or something like that.
No, so everything that I'm reading so far has to do with frequency. They were able to manipulate frequency for levitation.
Oh yeah,
and that comes from so many different sources. The only people who do not agree with that are the scientific community, because one, we are not able to replicate that right now, or at least what we have to do
or
that
show
with.
proof of it. Yeah, I mean, unless you can actually show an actual ark and then touch it and go, oh my gosh,
Yeah, but the stories
disintegrated
of it
in front of us.
Yeah,
people
the
would
stories
start throwing. Somebody would like have a chicken or a mouse. They'll put a real live mouse and throw it on the ark, and then we'll all see it on video just disintegrate in front of us. A
lot of people say different things. I mean, like I said, it's just interesting to me because there's no one full-fledged
that would be the
belief
experiment.
about it.
If it's real, that would be.
No, I believe there is some type of sacred container. I mean, that's all it means.
I mean, we have nuclear power plants. You throw anything alive in there, it's goner. It's truly a goner. It's so hot. Those rods are so extremely hot. They'll burn anything.
Make a point. Don't tease the audience like that. What do you mean? It's a container, or it's
do you guys have any questions? Anybody in the chat? Go ahead and ask a question, and we'll answer it. So, we'll do our best to go ahead and research it for you because we are a fountain of information. I'll tell you that right now.
You
So
know,
right now we're just talking about fresh ideas right now, and we're just going around in circles with it as we speak. What right now, what are you working on? I heard Rebirth that you're working on something to be boots on the ground over there in your
oh yeah,
hometown.
I went to two museums yesterday. I went to a civil rights museum, and then I went back to the Savannah African Museum just to check it out again. I'm gonna be doing videos, and I got a lot of videos that I gotta upload, so I'm gonna start uploading a
Nice.
lot of videos again. I took that opportunity because since you can't really talk in museums because you don't want to interrupt anybody else's piece and all that. I can't really say anything. So what I decided to do was take a lot of pictures or notes that I have
You have to learn
and,
sign language, bro.
yeah, and put that shit and put it into a song and just make a video with a song out of it because that's
Isn't that crazy? We have to learn sign language so because these places don't let us talk. Teach
well,
everybody.
it's a lot of people here. This area is full of history, so there's always a lot of people around.
Yeah.
Like there's always a lot of people around. Like no, you can go any time of the day, anytime
Mm.
it's open. There's tourists from everywhere. They come around. So that's why
Maybe
that's why I go around and do all this
maybe
stuff.
you could get a mic, like a little boom mic that goes up close to your mouth and then have it on like really close and then you could speak at the same time when you're walking. And you just
Nah, I just
whisper into it.
nah. I'm doing something different.
You're like
Everybody does almost the same stuff these days.
be like,
YouTube already got that. YouTube got that.
hello,
I've
this
seen
is
that.
Rebirth. We're walking through the history halls of ancient
Nah.
museum.
And you know what? Part of my problem is that a lot of people when they do this, they're not in the moment. I'm really in the moment. Like I'm really looking at the stuff. So I try to take a lot of pictures and stuff. And then some of the museums don't even allow you to take pictures. So I had to
Oh.
take a lot of mental notes.
Bro,
And I
you
got a
didn't
lot
have
of-
your spy glasses?
Yeah, I had those on. That's why I'm saying I had to take a lot of mental notes.
Yeah. Rebirth has the spy glasses. You can walk around, videotape.
So
The only bad thing about those spy glasses is you got a light just light up so bright. Freaking blue light.
I got
on
that
your
solved, bro. I got that solved. I
Yeah.
got the first generation Meta, and I got black electric tape, and I put it over the lights, and that was it. Little triangles of black electric tape.
Now they say they make a little an accessory for it, so I'm probably going to.
I'm telling you, my
this
black
was, this was
electric
the
tape.
second museum. This was the second museum that I went to that doesn't allow pictures and videos. I was like,
yeah.
man, what kind of stupid shit is this? Like,
Yeah.
how are you going to
Because
advertise
they
for
want
something?
they want to capitalize on it. They want to make that money. They don't want
Yeah,
people
that's
to be-
free advertisement. People be like, oh, that's a pretty cool place. I want to go there and check that out.
They also want to make sure that people don't like create their own story or make up something that doesn't they want to control the story.
The problem is that you can go to the web, you can go type it in Google and go to the reviews, and you can see all the pictures that's already in there. So what I can do is take all the pictures that I took and put it on Google reviews and use it as a review because technically that's a review.
So are we going to do that trip out there in the mountains, the Black Mountains in North Carolina?
Yeah.
Are we still doing that?
Yeah, Stig, you should come too.
It's a little far.
It is.
North Carolina, man. That means I got to get re-invited to Cosmic Summit. What's
We are,
going on?
man.
Is there
We're
Cosmic
making
Summit this-
we're making our own Cosmic Summit.
Yeah, that's what I was. That's what I was.
We're going to be on the summit of a mountain, and we're investigating cryptic beings in the Cosmic Summit. So
but seriously, hey, we was talking about this before that we should do our own conventions. Me, Ed, Fat Jesus, Stig,
Nikki Anna Jones.
There's a couple of others that we talked about just doing our own. Because I mean, really, technically, man, everybody that does them they're only doing it because it brings in views, right?
Yeah, it's because you're meeting people that are outside of the circle, and they want in. They want to get in the circle, but they don't
a lot
have
of them sell their
access.
soul for that shit.
So
I'll
they
never
sell
do
their
that.
soul for that circle, man. Ask Billy Carlson.
See? Oh man. No, look, man. Look, I just know that once money starts talking, people change up fast. I seen it because I followed most of these people when they didn't have nothing, bro. Like I'm dead serious. And the only reason why is because a lot of times when we was in Iraq and Afghanistan, there wasn't much that we could do. You know what I'm saying? Then when we got, and then it was between deployments, and I like conspiracy theories. I used to have their videos playing while I was working. You know what I mean? Because you can listen to, like, some people would listen to, you know, what was it at the time? It was like Yahoo Music and shit like that. People could listen to their radio station on their computers while you're working. So yeah, I used to listen to a lot of these people while I was at work, right? Like when you're working on the computer, you just put it on the background and you just listen to it, and then you follow what they say. You can see in the beginning if some of them still keep some of their older videos, they literally were trying to find information. They were sincere about what or you could at least tell that they were sincere. Then you could tell when they started making money. Yeah. That's when you can tell when they started making money, because it was at one time, like, a lot of them would always they would always have conversations in the comments, because it wasn't but 1, 2, 3 people in the comments. Now they got like maybe hundreds, and they don't even comment under, you know, no, they don't really comment under anybody that, you know.
Yeah, that's how they are. Yeah, I mean, don't they pay your way there, don't they?
What do you mean?
Like the event coordinators, they pay your way?
Man, from what I've heard, man, and I'm not even gonna lie, bro, I think it's pretty fucked up. I've heard it from so many different people. These conventions don't really pay much. The big names,
they don't.
The big names like Randall Carson and Billy Carson, since Stig mentioned Billy Carson, they get, you know, a pretty good penny because they bring in all their followers, right? They bring in all their people, right? It's like, you know, it's almost like old school hip hop. Most people
What's up, Charles?
Listen to the.
Thanks for joining us.
Yeah. They you know, it's like any concert, you know, you listen to the main event person.
Hey, by the way, are you guys familiar with Charles Cox? He was there when I started all this. He's one of the historians right there. This is the guy. He's in Australia. You got to follow him.
Hello, mate.
I just invited him. And
but that's what I'm saying. Like I really think that when it comes to this stuff, when it comes to all this stuff, people change up when they start making money, or it's usually for the fame. Like once these people reach a certain level, there's no more. They can say the most stupidest, they can do the most craziest thing out there, and people will be like, well, they're just human. They're just human. But see, the problem is human. They're human when they do their thing, but when you do your thing, you're not human enough. It just doesn't make sense.
That's true. You know what happened to me in the other last
event? Hey, let me just say one thing real quick. I want to say this. Charles, who just joined us, Charles Cause, Dr. Charles, he's in Australia. Look, right now, you got to make your biggest statement to him right now, because he has actually been doing this for a while. So, like, for example, Tyrone, you got to make a statement right now about the Anunnaki were not from the planet Nibiru. And now, Fat Jesus, you got to give me your best statement for Charles to take away from all this, because this dude, he is, in my opinion, he's at the top 90%, 99%, and he was one of the first when I was back on. Like, the first people I started, Brian Forrester was one of my first. Charles Cox was one of my first. And I want you guys to know this. This guy just joined us. I'm serious. This is serious stuff. Give him your best story. Anunnaki, why is it not planet Nibiru? And by the way, Charles, what do you think about planet Nibiru and the Anunnaki, please chat. We'll bring you on live if you want. I'm serious about that. We'll bring you on live. But come on, please, Tyrone, give me your latest update on that for Charles.
Yo, so every now and then I actually have a repeated video that's like only like 10 seconds that actually says the Anunnaki didn't come from planet Nibiru, that they came from the depths of the sea. The only reason why I say they come from the depths of the sea is not because I want to be in an argument where they came from. It's literally because of everything that they've depicted and annotated in their records. And what I mean by that is the fish gods throughout Enki, the Apkallu, who are also known as where we get the angels because of the wings sometimes. But they say that the word Abzu, Abzu, is literally meaning of some type of water.
Yeah.
So, and they came from the depths of the seas, and then you got the picture of a mermaid. Enki, it literally, and I've posted this plenty of times of which book that I show this, where it breaks it down in the most simplest terms. Basically, is the Oxford Handbook. It literally talks about how the Anuna / the Anunnaki came from the depths of the sea, and nothing in their text I know of, the Cuneiform Digital Library Initiative or the Electronic Text Corpus of Sumerian Literature, none of that stuff says anything about the Anuna / Anunnaki coming from some planet called Nibiru. Nothing. Matter of fact, Nibiru is not even a planet. It's a Mesopotamian city. And anybody who studies that culture and that, side of the world knows that. So it's just, the Boogosphere, that's what they call it, is the name that we was looking for. Somebody said it right here. Goyam guy.
Boogosphere, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so that's the only thing is that everybody
I'm looking for some pictures too. Go ahead, keep going.
Everybody has their arguments, and that's fine. I'm not here to argue. I just want to know what the facts say. I want to know what is it that is the facts. Do we have anything in the records that we can say that the Anunnaki came from planet Nibiru? And don't tell me that, well, they said that they came from the sky, or they were sky gods, because when I read that, all I think about is how these gods were on higher, levels of land than the rest of the people. And their temples and wherever they resided was on a higher ground. So that doesn't mean anything to me. Where does it says they come from outside of Earth's atmosphere? And there isn't anything. We get somebody says Nibiru means crossing point in the Sumerian text. It also is the name of a town by a ford, but it also refers to celestial object event. Now, this is according to we get this idea from the Enuma Elish, which is not Sumerian, it's actually Babylonian. The Sumerians only knew of 5 planets, and they depicted that in their records. And then Nibru, Nibru, is the Sumerian word. Nibiru is the Akkadian word. Nibru was an actual Mesopotamian city, also known as Nippur, Nippur, and it does mean crossing point. Or one of the ideas was crossing point. And let's see, the Babylonians
go on.
And the Babylonians and the Chaldeans, they had their own idea of Nibiru, but the Babylonians, that's where we get the idea of, of these celestial objects. This is no different than Marduk being a celestial object and then depicted as a god, in some sense. But go ahead, what you was gonna say?
Me? I was actually gonna say, Kay, can you tell me I believe you, by the way. I'm not challenging you, but I want to know your reference for that. You sound very sure that that's when it was talking about the what you just said, not just the whole ocean part, but after that you were talking about some specific details, and it was like, where'd you get that from? I mean, I know your channel. You've done a lot of reading, but where is that from exactly? Hello? Hey, Charles Koss is there, and he says good points. It's so awesome to have Charles here. One of my first, honestly. Brian Forrester was my very first. And now we got Charles in the chat, and he was one, like, right away when Jimmy Corsetti came out with the whole it was the Rashad structure was Atlantis. Then everything was like, I was doing videos and Charles Koss was doing videos, and it was so awesome to see him here right now tonight. He says not only ancient ET is from Earth, but what modern ET also. Jacques, who said ET? I can't.
Jacques Vallée. Yeah. So yeah, I know what he's talking about. So this is what I always talk about. When people say ET, that's extraterrestrial. So that's anything according to the etymological definition means that it's anything outside of Earth's atmosphere. So anything outside of Earth's atmosphere is extraterrestrial. So we know that for a fact. When it's on land or on Earth or under inner Earth or however, I think the term is interterrestrial or terrestrial. I think it's just terrestrial, where it means that it comes from Earth. So
from the land. Terrestrial means the land.
Yeah, there you go. So yeah. So when we talk about ETs, and somebody else talked about the crossing point astronomically. I believe that also because we look at the sun and see where the sun is crossing the sky to determine when we should start planting our seeds, right, for agricultural needs. And we also look at the moon to see how it crosses what points to decide when's the best time to go fishing at night, because there's certain times at night when the moon is the highest in its perfect state. Is the best time for certain fish to bite when they're most active, right? So
let me just say this to Charles, because it's really an honor for you to be in the audience tonight. Thank you for joining, Charles. But did you know Leo is in my eastern sky tonight? Probably all of you in the States have Leo in the eastern sky. Virgo is coming up, but Leo is what the freaking Sphinx was probably memorializing, whether it was 10,000 years ago or 36,000 years ago. I think that tonight is special because I never saw Leo like this before, and I'm almost 60 years old, and I knew Orion, and I knew the Big Dipper and the Little Dipper and the Seven Sisters. And
you know Orion personally?
Yeah, I blew him.
Does he use soap when he takes a shower?
You know what? I don't like the taste of soap in my mouth, so we had an agreement. No, I'm just joking. I take that back. Oh, did I tell you I was doing stand-up comedy? There was a joke that came back earlier, and I was going to say it, but anyways, Charles, I did open mic earlier tonight.
Yes, tell us a joke.
Oh shit, I forgot what it was. It was there was no meaning.
You say you're a comedian. What's going on?
I see Charles says clever. Charles, you talking about me, right? I'm clever. Charles says I'm clever.
Hey, and so just to answer, Jacques Vallée proposed that UFOs are not simply extraterrestrial visitors, but rather a sophisticated, interdimensional or control system phenomenon that has influenced human history for centuries, not just a few days or a few months, or they just came from somewhere else, but or just some type of phenomenon that just came to be just a few days ago, but for centuries, like even before humans even evolved on Earth. And that's what he just brought up about this earlier. I just wanted to just add that real quick.
Let me ask you this, because you're into tridactyls, and what is the name of the elongated skull people? Charles wants to know. Charles is in the audience. I know everybody wants to know, what is the name of these elongated skull people? We don't even have a name for them. They're just the people
you mean well, there's a couple of names that they have along the coastlines.
Please.
There's the Paracas skulls, which are the Paracas people, which is up north in Peru. And
Thank you. Thank you.
but those are the elongated skulls, and those are being studied by certain universities like Arizona State University, and also FI, I believe is Florida International. No, not Florida. It's University of Florida also went down there, and they studied the Paracas skulls.
Okay, so
And Duke University also went down there, and they studied that. So the anthropology and archaeology departments, many of the universities from the United States have gone down, even French, the universities from Russia. Many universities have gone down and studied these, and we believe these are ancient astronauts. I, for one, believe they are ancient astronauts, and I am talking with the late Erik von Daniken when I was in Prague, and my late father, rest in peace. He's the one, and I continue with his with the studies that my father taught me everything about this area of subject. He worked with Erik von Daniken as a professional photographer. He worked with National Geographic as a professional photographer. So he was hired by Erik von Daniken, and he traveled with him privately all over, and he saw things that he could not believe. He didn't believe in all this stuff. He was like, it's just a job. And then he saw.
Slow down. Who did not believe? Who did not?
My father never believed in all this alien hoopla.
Can I ask
all of a sudden, when he saw the proof, it was like, wow, undoubtedly, this is incredible.
Tyrone, I want to challenge you to tell me what you can agree with on Erik von Daniken. Can you agree with anything he's written or said?
Well, his first book, I liked his first book because it was more about questioning what are the other possibilities. But then later on, he moved more towards them coming from outer space. Yeah. I think two things can be true at once. Maybe there's a possibility something outside of Earth's atmosphere did come here and interacted with aliens. That is a possibility, mathematically at least. But it's also a possibility that we had those same type of advanced individuals on our planet too. Maybe not in the sense of, the technology that we have today, but it could be anything from living longer because we're able to manipulate our molecules in our body to sustain life on a different path than eating food. And then when we adapted food and started eating and burning our food and, ingesting the food, it changed our molecules in our body, which let us live, a lot less. Or the simple sense that, using telekinesis or any of these other things, because we're being told, or at least when I was being brought up, was that we use only 10% of our brain. Imagine if we used all 100%, what could we accomplish, right? There's also CIA documents and other documents that I provided that tells you how you can walk through walls, and you have to basically unlock certain part of your brain. And this is like real stuff that I have actually shared that's out there, right? So if there's all this stuff out there, and then you go back and read mythologies like Jesus walking on water, like how would you picture that? How would you depict that in some kind of drawing or in some kind of movie or film, him walking on water? You know what I mean? There's so many different ways, because you would first have to look at the culture that it represents and see what it means to be walking on water. Maybe start right there. See what it means to have feet on water.
The naysayers would say, no, if that was possible, then everybody would do it. But when you think about it, our minds are so filled with so much junk, so much internet information, that we cannot focus on one object and one thing. When you think about it, we are full of information. We're like, especially now with AI and artificial intelligence, our brain is overflowing. So our focus is beyond. If we try and do what Jesus did and walking on water, or try to walk through a wall, it takes practice. I mean, if you were to try and do that today, I mean, you got to do it over and over. I mean, it's like you have to go to a school to do that stuff. And if it's possible, I don't know if it's possible. I've never seen it as it being possible. But if somebody were to attempt it or do it, it would take a lot of practice, a lot of education towards it, and your whole focus would have to be towards it. So there's no such thing. There's no such school, and
Bro, there's
nobody's trying to, I haven't seen anybody travel through my walls at home. You know?
No, but there's
if not, they're gonna find
who,
the double barrel end of something.
You know, this is the thing is that, you know, I actually seen this. There's used to be this one show called Superhumans with Stan Lee. He made this show, and basically he went around the world to find people who had special godlike abilities and stuff like that.
Appreciate
and he found all kind, and I think you can actually watch some of the shows on YouTube. Actually, last time I checked, which is I talk about this every few months. There are people that can do things that somebody else can't do. That first of all, that's why that term somebody's always going to be better than you. That's true facts. That there is always going to be somebody better than you.
They had natural abilities too, right?
Yeah, natural abilities.
They grew up with those natural abilities. Somehow they even flexed it, like they worked on those abilities throughout their life since they were children.
Well, I don't know if it's this show, if it was in this show particular, because I watched a lot of stuff that pertained to people that could do that. But there was one guy that could literally control lightning. Like he could really, if the weather, first of all, he could tell when the weather was perfect enough where he can go into the field and manipulate.
Darren, if you were smoking some hash or weed, or you were drinking or something, and then all of a sudden you woke up thinking that you teleported yourself, I'm gonna be so mad at you. but no, if you teleported, there's a possibility he could have teleported. There is a possibility. Look, and there's a possibility that there is another possibility that the earth, and there's another possibility that the individual itself didn't teleport themselves, but the earth altogether, the whole universe has teleported. Like the whole universe. I don't know if you guys can even fathom the idea of two universes colliding with each other, parallel universes coming together, and then you find yourself somewhere else. That's a possibility as well.
And everything is a mathematical possibility. That's why you're able to manipulate it.
Right place, right time. That's all it takes. And then all of a sudden you're thinking, God, man, I have the special ability to, and then you're not able to do it again. You're like, oh, well, I guess that was one time. It happened to me. But there could be a possibility that you ended up coming from one parallel universe to another.
I'm actually reading a book.
Very true.
No big deal.
It's possible.
What is it? I think it's like the convoluted
Don't go crazy about
Converse or something like that from Dolores Cannon. I'm reading her second book now. They talk. It's more about past life regressions, and they talk about parallel universes and stuff in there. Like it's crazy because every time I'm reading something, I literally have discussions about it later. That's how I always refresh my memory, because it's always I'm telling you one thing. I have a set of books, man, that's called like the Book of, and it's like all kinds of different titles, like misinformation, good information, exaggerated information, missing information, all kinds of stuff. It's a whole series of books. And it's all about what did you know. So if you've been following me on X lately, you've been knowing that I've been doing did you know things on a daily. And it's because I'm reading these things. I'm like, yo, there's so much information out there. Like this, I'm telling you right now, eventually it's going to get to a point where wanting to gain knowledge like this is going to be a lost skill. And the reason why is because we're getting to the point where they're making Neuralink now, stuff like Neuralink, Just imagine how much
Oh,
information you can
Rebirth doesn't like Neuralink. I'll tell you
No,
right
shit,
now.
I do. Hell yeah, I do that.
You like Neuralink?
Hell yeah. If I can get,
You told me you were afraid that they'll control your mind with it.
no, the hell I wouldn't.
Rebirth loves the Neuralink. Okay.
I think it was Ed Casas. I think Ed Casas was the one that said it.
Yeah, hell no.
Professor
You
Ed
know how much
Casa.
information I can download off the internet with Neuralink? Man, I would never have to read a book again.
You know why I would love Neuralink? Because I have problems with memory and I have too much information. I have information overload. And if Neuralink can help me control the amount of information that goes into my mind, like if I can compartmentalize information here and here and here and here, and I can work with all that information, like I could like set it up like notes, like Google Notes. Any of you guys have Google Notes? Well,
Yeah.
like you can.
That's what I'm saying.
Like Post-it notes. So, I mean, we already do it with physical Post-it notes, or we could do it on the computer with Post-it. But you can't carry Post-it notes all over the place. Maybe on your phone, but if you could do it on the fly in your head without picking up the physical device, because the physical device is a third party. You always have to pick up this third party. You have to pay your dues to the third party. You have to pick up, waste your energy on it, and then you got to put it back down. You got to charge it. You got to do so much with it. So if it's automatically in your dome, going off in seconds, milliseconds, dreaming when you're dreaming, it's always working in the back scenes. Man, you are just doing it up. Can you imagine if you were streaming with it?
Yeah, I am a cybernetic organism ready to respond to everything you just said. No, I am agreeing with you, but simultaneously disagreeing.
Do you come from the future?
I come from not just the future, but the past and everything. Now you hear me. Look,
No, I like it because there's so much information out there that I want to know, but I know I'll never get to it. I'll never get to it because it's too much information out there. I'll never be able to gather everything that I want to know. It's only not even the tip of the iceberg. I mean,
we're gonna die. We're never gonna know. That's it. We're gonna die, and we'll never know.
I hope I live long enough where I can like that movie. You ever seen that movie Transcendence with Johnny Depp?
Yeah,
it's been a while. Crazy. That's a long time ago. That's before he was like old and weird.
He's older now. Have you guys seen him lately? He looks like he's deteriorating.
Yeah, blame that girl problem he had. That freaking court case. She shit in his pillow, bro. She shit right on his pillow.
Him and more Mickey Rourke. They're both deteriorating like really fast. Have you guys not noticed that?
I used to love Mickey Rourke, and
yeah, he's deteriorating. Both of those guys, all of them. It's crazy. And I love them both. I mean, they were fantastic, but I guess all that drinking, guys, get off of that alcohol.
The bad news is I drink, and the bad news is along with
the cannabis, that's great, but get off that alcohol, man. I think
their deterioration is it's the alcohol, and their deterioration matches my deterioration.
Liver. I think it's liver damage. It has to be liver damage.
Look, I watch the news every day, and these people who are dying are all younger than me now. I've got to accept that. That
addiction is bad.
Shannon Doherty, she's gone, and she died before me, and I'm older than her. And it's like I used to be jealous of her. I used to want to fuck her.
Dude.
And now it's like she's dead.
I can imagine your room looks like a teenager's room right now. That's what you have. You have posters.
What do you see behind me? You see
you're in a closet right now.
Curtains, man. I'm 100%. You know what? I tell you right now, I'm not gay, and I've seen enough gay porn to know that I'm not gay.
That looks like a closet with curtains on the walls. That's what it looks like. There's not even windows.
No windows. I got a window right here and there's windows the curtains cover windows. See, that's the key.
So I was gonna say that
stab me. Stab me.
I lost my train of thought already.
Right in my heart. Go, 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 go. Heart.
So, yeah, with the tridactyls in Peru, the 3 fingers and the 3-toe beings that are being found, we found out that they are being idolized. They're human beings that there's a tribe of human beings that back 1,500 years ago that idolize something that they saw back then that looked like alien beings. That's pretty much what they're doing. And not all of the mummies that they found are part human. Some are just hybrids, and some are just completely inhuman altogether. But there are some that have human bones, but they're hybrids, and they have 3 fingers, 3 toes. And then some are just human, and they're missing certain parts of their bodies, but they're not missing them today. They were missing them back 1,000 years ago. Like someone amputated them way back when. Why did they amputate them? Because they're mimicking something that they saw. They're worshiping something that they saw.
Wait, they amputated them. Do you mean they took away their fingers?
Well, either that or they were born with them. So they were taken away, or they took them away when they were young. They worship something.
So they did. So they had.
Is that a cargo cult? That's a cargo cult, right?
I don't know if that would be considered a cargo cult. When they truly believe in something, that becomes part of their culture. Not a cargo cult is like they're separate from the rest of the culture. They're just they jump on board. The rest of the culture doesn't really believe in. It's a whole culture of people that worship what they saw that came to Earth, and that's what we're kind of working on that theory right now. On that, they saw something, and the Paracas skulls are the same thing. The elongated skulls, they warped their heads so that because they saw something that defied their logic, and they wanted.
That sounded like they were doing head binding. You just made it sound like you believed in head binding. Is that what you just said?
I believe but humans won't defile themselves because it's fun. I won't defile myself just because it's fun.
That's a cargo cult too. Is if you're going to head bind and you're a human and you have seen these elongated skull people and you're like, oh, they're smart, so I'm going to head bind to make my.
Well, if they're gods, if they have tablets,
I don't know. Have you seen a lot of evidence
if they fly around in ships, and you can't fly around in ships?
Sure. Have you seen a lot of evidence of head binding? I believe it existed, but I don't think it's the primary. Most of the elongated skulls that I've seen, and I've seen a lot pop up in everything I've been looking at, the Paracas skulls you taught me. I think that they are a species that we killed. If we didn't do it, somebody else did it. Who did it? We did it.
Or they may have just died from from diseases.
Think about
they may have died from viruses.
Well, look, how many viruses do you have? I don't know about me.
I have been injected. I'm a veteran, so I'm military. So I've been injected like over 15 times with all vaccinations, and I'm still alive today.
By the way, I'm a veteran too, and I need to get that list.
We're all veterans. Look at us.
We're all veterans. Veterans.
The trio veterans.
I'm just the least deserving of the three of us. Because
no, you're okay, man.
I got it. I was a rear echelon motherfucking reservist in training.
That's where he gets his bad language from. Now I know. You're excused now, sir.
And I know Chinese thanks to the army. They taught me Chinese in Monterey. That's my favorite part. I love Monterey.
You got to excuse a veteran because our foul mouths come. Actually, my father was in the army, and and my grandfather was in the army. I was in the Air Force. So
what the fuck? What the fuck? Did you zoom me?
I was ribbit counting. So my father says no more army. Got to send you to the Air Force. This has got to end here.
Let me tell you something. The Air Force is the smartest move if you're going to choose one of them.
Well, you get
Air
your own
Force-
apartment in the Air Force. So.
Yeah, I heard they give you blowjobs on the side. They're like, okay, here's your blowjobs.
Well, they get you. No, you see, you were misinformed. They give you a blow dryer. You see, that's what happens with miscommunication in the army.
Hate it when I'm lied to.
Yeah, you get a Dyson blow dryer.
I could still use that blow dryer, you know.
No, you eat really well in the Air Force, as you can see, Fat Jesus. So you eat very well in the Air Force. In fact, I was in Howard Air Force Base, Panama. The Army would come on over and they come to the commissary, or not commissary, the cafeteria in the Air Force side. Bro, they love the food over at the Air Force side. We would get omelets, everything. It's delicious.
Right.
So
I did the same thing in DLI. I would go over to the Air Force.
Air
all the
Force
time.
side. Yeah,
you
because
go over there and have food there. It's like, what the
hell
hell?
yeah.
I did it. Otherwise,
yeah.
we're eating biscuits. We're eating dried, nasty Army biscuits.
The MREs sound better.
And by the way, the Air Force girls are so freaking hot. Let's just put it there. Those Air Force girls, I have dreams that were real.
Women are in general are beautiful. Every woman is beautiful.
Oh, well, let's talk about never mind. The vagina. Okay. That's for my stand-up show.
Oh my God. So Rebirth, what do you think mostly about the Tridactyls? Do you think they are alien, or are they hybrids, or are they humans trying to be hybrids? Or
looking at the skeletons and the x-rays and all that other stuff, they're definitely alien because they don't look like, I mean, they're anatomically like us. They have legs, they have a torso, they have arms, feet, hands, head. So anatomically, yeah, but they're alien because we don't have those long fingers and those long toes. We don't have those
people
type of
find
rib
it hard to
cages.
believe. They find it hard to believe, so they go straight to hoax. They find it so hard to believe.
The only reason is not because I don't think there's any other reason than because what their belief in whatever religion they have. The religion doesn't talk about that stuff. You know what I'm saying? And it's too late to put it in.
We haven't found a lot of artifacts.
Let's put it like this. Let's put it
They're
like
looted
this.
so frequently
Let's
that the
put it like
artifacts
this.
are taken away.
Say we find something from Jesus Christ. We literally find something from him.
Beautiful.
His signature, his a drawing that looks like him, that's painted on a canvas, something, right? We extract DNA from it, and this says 100% this is who Jesus is, right? This is who he is. This is his haplogroups. This is what he looked like. This was, everything about him, right? And then we find a whole new book that he wrote himself, his diary, his own complete diary in his name. Even in today's world, the people who are religious and are simply just stuck in their beliefs will not believe that diary, and they won't include it in the Bible. They just won't. It will be a forbidden book. It will be an apocrypha. It will be a text that is not allowed in the Holy Bible.
Even the Shroud of Turin, Darren, there's people around the world that are Christians, hard Bible thumping Christians that don't believe in the Shroud of Turin, because
there's not enough evidence for it. But what I'm saying is, if we had something that literally said it, even if we were able to go back in time, and say, look, yeah, this is his, or if he came back himself,
we could have video. We could have video backwards in time and say, okay, we took video of Jesus back in time. This is actually what Jesus looks like.
If they didn't believe him back then, what makes you think that he can come back and people will believe him today?
They won't believe it, because people want to believe what they want to believe.
They
have their own imagination, their own thoughts on what Jesus is to them.
So it's not hard for them to accept that these are a new species. It's just that It's
True.
not allowed to
That
be
is true
accepted.
there.
You know what I mean?
But
They're
you
not-
know what? I believe in the Shroud of Turin. I love it. I love any proof that I can see, or can be provided. I believe it. I
Well, see, this is
enjoy
the
it.
thing. They say that Jesus didn't die and that he moved himself and his family to a Japan village named Shingo Village. Shingo Village, Shingo Village.
What? Wait a minute.
You have a whole religion that believes that Jesus came to the United States. So
And
Wait,
yeah, you
go
have
back to the Japan thing. Can you say that one more time about the Japan thing?
yeah. There's supposed to be there's a village there that supposedly has the tomb of Jesus and Mary Magdalene.
another tomb? Oh my goodness.
Oh,
How many
that's
tombs are we gonna find?
that means that
Because
he
one of the theories is that, or one of the ideas from some of the forbidden books is that he never died on the cross, and that it might have been his twin brother, I believe, that took his place.
Have you
or his
ever
cousin
thought
or
about
something.
that there's imposters that wanted to pretend to be Jesus?
Yeah,
they
I
would
always
wander
believe
around.
that. Yeah, I mean that's. I mean, look at
They
people-
wanted to
look how many-
make they wanted to
look how
make
many-
some coin
Look
off
how
of
many
his
people
name.
go around talking about how they're Elvis,
some
let
silver.
alone Michael Jackson. Like, there's people who are mad that they made a Michael Jackson movie and they didn't call an imposter. Like, come on, like they're
Or Jim Carrey at the awards. It was
look
an
at
imposter.
all the exact. Well, yeah, look at all.
It was the guy in the mask. The mask is the mask. It was an effects artist that Jim Carrey hired to receive the award. I
That's
think
why-
Jim Carrey had a laugh.
This
He
is
had a
why.
laugh
That's why I
about it.
say. And then look at all the wax figures that they put, like from celebrities and bronze stars and statues of celebrities. They don't look like the person that is supposed to represent, right? So, I mean, if we go back thousands of years ago, when somebody's depicted as something, are they really depicting that person accurately? They can't even do it right here in 2026. So what makes you think they can do it now? They could have did it back then like that, right? So it's
I bet Jim Carrey was like, I bet nobody will ever notice me. Gone.
yeah. See, yeah, there we go. Yeah,
That's what I thought. I think that's what Jim Carrey thought. And then
Jesus
he realized
twin.
that everybody loves him so much. They were like, somebody killed him off. and then Jim Carrey and then he came back out saying, I'm sorry for what I've done. he actually came out with an apology, and it was so crazy, man. It's nuts.
Yeah, but when it comes to these tridactyls, man, I look, man, I'm open-minded enough to know that I can believe that there is an almighty God or an almighty being out there and still believe in everything below that. I got two things can be right at the same time. I don't have to choose one over the other because I always say this, you can't put everything in one book, right? And we know for a fact the Holy Bible is not one book, it's made of multiple books. You know what I mean?
Well, how many people believe in the one book?
Well, there isn't any one book.
No, I mean, how many
The
people
name of the
believe-
Bible is the book. Bible means book.
But look out how many people believe in the Holy Bible around the world and follow that one Holy Bible.
Well, that's the thing. They don't. They all interpret it differently. That's why you have different denominations and understandings. Because think of it like this: like I've been to enough African American churches here in the South to know that Christian Baptists they totally believe something different than Catholics, right? And I say that because they believe that Christ is the one. That's the only person you should be praying to or talking to, and so on and so forth. Well, Catholics is the Virgin Mary. Well, why wouldn't you worship the Virgin Mary? She literally brought you Jesus. So why can't you worship both Jesus and Virgin Mary? But Baptist Christians.
Someone brought up in the chat because you cannot idolize false gods. So Mary would be considered a false idol.
Well, that's because people interpret her as a god, but that's not her fault. That's human nature's ignorance. She never said to worship her as a god.
The Catholicism has patron saints.
Yeah.
So that means that.
But see, this is the other thing. There's also forbidden books that I've read that actually says that God made the Virgin Mary just as perfect as himself, because Jesus could only be perfect if he was born from somebody perfect. Meaning that
she's perfect.
Yeah, that she's perfect, that she was planned just as much as Jesus was planned. Because
it's a boring argument, it's like, so what? I mean, the whole Jesus thing, if you're gonna whatever, like, yeah, you can't say, oh, you're looking at Mary and that's bad. No, like you're saying, she was pure, and it's like, so what? That's the problem I have with religion in general.
Well, that's why I said I believe in an all being. Like everything that I've read and researched, there's obviously something that's an all knowing, all being. How do you know all things? Well, you experience most things. This is these books that I'm reading right now. That's crazy. That talks about to be an all knowing God or an all knowing person. You have to experience everything, and that's just scary to think about.
Let's transition to whales and octopus. How many people here believe that there could be alien beings living underwater in the oceans? I mean, how many accounts have there been throughout human history that there's been like humanoids underwater, living underwater?
I talk about that all the time.
It's pretty obvious. I mean, like, if it's going to be possible, that's possible.
Yeah, I think there's more evidence.
How is it with evidence? I mean, what's the
That's what I was going to say.
Where's the evidence?
There's more evidence of shit coming from the seas and the water than there is from outer space.
Even the APU.
There's nothing coming from outer space. The only thing that comes from outer space is asteroids.
They say bacteria and germs and stuff like that came from space and it landed on this planet. And
not even the boogosphere is from outer space. It's pretty much just appears out of nowhere.
Look, and then a lot of people would say that space the universe is an ocean in itself, and that there's actually water in space, and that's true, scientifically. But the idea that I think is that most stuff came from the seas. I say it all the time. We know, and then they always say we know more about space than we know about our own oceans. That should make you really think about that for a second.
Are we using the mythology of the ocean to explain the unexplainable? Like, I mean, are we just psyching ourselves out? That's what I'm thinking, because you're the mythology professor here.
Well, when you live by water and you have this vast amount of water in front of you, it's only normal to think that if you go too far, you might not make it back, and that can entail of, huh?
I mean, I'm looking at Stig. Stig is smiling. So I mean, are like the sea is dark, like the deepest, darkest part of the sea. Nobody can see down there unless you have like the special ability to see down there.
The abyss.
The abyss. The abyss of the Atlantic Ocean, where the Atlanteans live.
No, Pacific. The abyss is in the Pacific, right?
No, but in the Atlantic also, they have very deep trenches, and they can't get down in there. Look what happened to the people trying to get down to the Titanic.
They had to eat each other. I know. They ate each other's flesh.
What?
What? What? That's what I heard. Okay,
that's the Andes Mountains.
Oh no,
that's up. That's not down.
They eat the flesh of Atlantis.
They imploded under the water in the Atlantic Ocean when they went down to see because they had such a big ego. They thought their private submarine was so powerful.
That sucks too. I mean, I'd rather implode than eat the flesh of my friends. But hey, tell me more, because I've never heard this before. Tell me about who imploded and when and where.
Don't you remember that they went down there when they were
the billionaire, the dude in
for the Titanic?
The Titanic. Sure. So they had to use the Navy. The U.S. Navy had to, or was it the British Navy? I think it was the British Navy that went down there with their specialized submarines, which can go down there and they were going down there with a without people, with robotic submarines, and they were recovering. I don't know if they were able to recover the bodies because the bodies were still down there, but they
imploded. The bodies
yeah.
were imploded. Yeah, I
Well,
can imagine. It wouldn't be pretty. It wouldn't be
well,
pretty.
the bodies were probably floating, but the whole
No,
the whole
imploded, meaning the bodies weren't floating. The bodies were part of the ocean. They became the bones were left. The bones were left.
That was
Can
horrible.
you imagine?
It's horrible.
Well, you know what? You take your chances. I mean,
And these are people that are with money, like people that have a lot of
Right.
money. They put all their trust in this person.
I agree with you. It should have been poor people.
They should have they should have trusted us, Stig.
They should have been fucking gutter snipe. It should have been the lowest of the low.
You know, Rebirth, Stig, and Fat Jesus Live should have gone down there, and we would have been the lucky few to go down in this specialized. Right? We would have gone, right?
No, I'm the coward. I would have been up at the top with the little microscope watching and be like, look at them die. Watch those guys implode. Watch them implode.
Thanks for the confidence.
Watch them implode. Not you, because you weren't in that sub.
I know you would show up for the 21 gun salute for my funeral. It would be like it would be times 2. It would be Rebirth and I.
You know how many chicks show up to shit like that? Man, of course I'll be there.
I'm glad to get you a wife.
And no, what? No, slow down. I just want to get laid, man. I'm just trying to get laid. Yeah. I never called back a second date. That's not me. Sorry.
Well, on that note, I'm about to end the stream. I'm about to get me something to eat. I'm starting to get hungry. It's already like almost 4 o'clock here, y'all.
Oh, yeah? You're going to go hunting?
He's married. No, he's married. He's got his shit.
Well, he lives in the woods, so he needs to go hunt for his food first.
I'm going hunting.
He's gonna go hunt for deer back there, and then he's gonna get his food. He has to skin the deer, and then he has to drain the deer, and then he has to cut down the meat, and then finally he has to make the skin meat. Well, the skin has to be put out, and then the raw skin has to be dried out the next day, and then also the meat on there. He has to make sure that it's tender, and then he has to
it'll be gamey.
Then he has to cook it up and put it in some nice, beautiful oil, and then finally cook his food. That would take about 4 hours.
What kind of oil? What kind of oils? Tyrone, what kind of oil are you gonna use?
Only use peanut oil, bro.
What?
Peanut oil.
Oh, you're fucked. You can't use that shit, man. It's olive oil or coconut oil. That's it. That's the two.
I use coconut oil also.
Yeah, no more peanut, please. Thank you. No more peanut oil.
I use
yeah, I mean, you know,
and definitely no of that fucking seed oil. And now I'm talking to you, Fat Jesus.
That seed oil
are you using? Don't be fucking
frying I don't use any oil anymore. I stopped using oil because of the what do you call inflates your back and everything. What do you call that? Not infection. What is it called, guys?
Inflammation.
Oil causes inflammation. It causes problems.
Okay, I can appreciate that. Yeah, I agree with that. And it's carbs too.
Ever since I got rid of oil in my food, I have not had any back problems or sciatic nerves. The sciatic nerve problems is been very minimal now. So oil is a huge problem. I think what it is the synthetic oil, like actual synthetic oil that they use on the machinery to process the oil. It gets inside the oil, and I think that's what's going into my body.
Right.
So
that's why. But I love olive oil and I love coconut oil.
Yeah, I got rid of it altogether. I was like, forget it. I'm playing roulette with my life. You know,
olive oil is good though. You can drink that. You can drink olive oil. Give that back into your life. Get olive oil back into your life.
Darren said that dolphins and whales have brains that might have human-like sentience, but they don't seem to have any drive or ability to build.
That's why the dolphins are willing to fuck you. Have you fucked a dolphin? What? What's it? Why are you laughing?
You gonna get your YouTube shut down. All that hard work.
I'm telling you, those dolphins will force a fuck on you. They're like, no, you are fucking me. It's like, no, I don't want to fuck a dolphin. And boom, yeah, you fucking.
So when is mating season for dolphins?
Whenever the human jumps into the water.
I don't know, but I'm about to shut this down, y'all. I'm about to get something to eat. I'm hungry.
We're talking about some fucking ancient history.
I mean, come on now. Well, that is ancient history for you. All right, I love you guys.
All right,
stop measuring your member parts with those rulers, man.
Deronius Subdeviant, Deronius, thank you for joining us till the end. You were commenting a lot. Thank you.
Go see Stig. If you live in California, go see Stig live in his comedy show.
He's in UK, and I'm going to do comedy. We'll talk about that next time.
And I'm in Virginia. See me live on the internet. I don't go live.
Wait. What's your channel? Shout it out, bro.
Jesus Live. You can find me anywhere. Type it in anywhere, everywhere. I'm international.
Tyrone?
I'm in every country in the world.
They already know where I'm at on Rebirth of the Word. That's all they got to know. Just go to my website, rebirthoftheword.com.
Don't forget, I wrote a book about the COVID virus called Not SARS, Just Sex, a non-porn, non-sex tourism look at the Corona event that happened in 2002, just like what happened to us in 2019. It was exactly the same. Wuhan labs and wet market patient zeros. It was all the same story. 20 years later, we got it again.
All right, y'all. With that note, peace.
Got a little hype now. Can I let it die down? I remember days in the trench. Time to go hard in. Time to go all in. Time to get my all to this shit. Panamera maxed out. First class flights out Atlantic to Pacific. Yeah, it's lit.